Rihanna today is a billionaire, a mother, and a global icon. But the real question is, why did she disappear from the stage at the peak of her career? And what made her comeback years later so mysterious? Her fortune may be worth millions of dollars, but what you'll discover in this story goes far beyond money. To see the real answers, you need to watch until the very end. A story that begins in Barbados. A little girl facing hardships at home, growing up in poverty, holding on to her dreams. At just 16, she packed her bags and moved to America. That one decision started a journey that would one day turn into a billion-dollar empire. But behind this rise were shadows no one else could see. The pressures of fame, the struggles in her relationships, the unforgiving eyes of the media. All of it pushed her away from the stage. On the outside, everyone thought she was living a dream life. But behind the curtain, there were wounds so deep that not even millions of dollars could heal them. From her very first albums, Rihanna became a worldwide star. Every concert brought in millions of dollars. Every new song dominated the charts. But here's the truth. The faster you rise, the faster the world tries to consume you. The media wanted more. Bolder performances, riskier songs, bigger tours. Rihanna wasn't just a singer anymore. She had become a global brand. And with that came a heavy price. Her personal life was constantly on display. Her mistakes magnified. Her pain turned into headlines. It was only a matter of time before she made a life-changing choice: to step away from the spotlight even while standing at the very top. When Rihanna left the stage, she didn't lose money. What she really lost was her peace of mind, her inner balance, her connection with herself. And that's why her story isn't just about music, it's about survival. During those silent years, rumors spread everywhere. Did she quit music? Is she gone for good? Has she traded the stage for millions in the bank? But she was answering in a different way, by building something bigger. Because while the world thought she had vanished, Rihanna was creating an empire. With Fenty, she didn't just step into fashion and beauty. She rose into the billionaire league. She was no longer just an artist. She had become a powerful businesswoman. And when she finally returned after years of silence, it wasn't just a concert or an album. It was a rebirth. Because now she wasn't only a singer. She was a mother, a billionaire, and an independent icon. Her silence wasn't weakness. It was preparation for something greater. In this video, you'll see Rihanna's hidden side, the truths behind her fortune, and the secrets of her comeback. And at the end, there's a surprise that will truly leave you speechless. If you're ready, let's begin. To really understand Rihanna's story, you can't just look at her songs or her concerts. Because in her life, there are turning points most people have never even heard of. Growing up in Barbados, she faced poverty and a turbulent home life. Those struggles shaped her character from the very beginning. The little girl who endured so much pain became the strong woman we see today. But here's the real question. Do childhood scars ever truly fade, even when you've built a fortune worth billions? That was one of Rihanna's greatest battles, because even at the height of her career, she was always searching for inner peace. And maybe that's why, when she suddenly stepped away from music, the world was shocked. But for her, it was a deeply personal choice. By 2007, Rihanna was on top of the world. With Umbrella, she exploded into global fame. Then came Diamonds, We Found Love, and more. Every song a hit, every concert sold out, millions of dollars pouring in. So why stop? Why walk away from everything? Because fame doesn't just bring money and fans, it also brings crushing pressure. Imagine having every detail of your life splashed across headlines, your mistakes magnified, your pain turned into gossip. So let me ask you, if you had millions of dollars and millions of fans, but no freedom, which would you choose? That was Rihanna's reality. When she walked away from the stage, it wasn't to lose herself, it was to save herself. But even in silence, she never stopped building. She turned her focus to Fenty, her beauty brand, and what happened next shocked the world. Fenty wasn't just another cosmetics line, it was a revolution. A brand that changed the definition of beauty and celebrated diversity in a way no one else dared. And it catapulted her into the billionaire league. Here's something to think about. If Rihanna had never returned to music, would Fenty alone have been enough to secure her legacy? And yet, she did return. Her comeback, especially at the Super Bowl, was a global event. After years of silence, her message was loud and clear. I'm not just back, I'm stronger than ever. But the mysteries remain. Why did she wait so long? What really kept her away from the stage? Some say it was purely personal. Others believe there are deeper reasons we may never fully know. So what do you think? Why did Rihanna really step away? Another piece of the puzzle is motherhood. Becoming a mom gave her life a whole new meaning. She's no longer just a star on stage. She's also a mother fighting for her child's future. And maybe her return wasn't just for the fans. Maybe it was also to show her family and herself that she still had more to give. Today, Rihanna has billions in wealth, millions of fans, and a global empire. But beyond all that, her greatest achievement might be survival. Because the brighter the lights of fame shine, the darker the shadows they cast. And Rihanna found a way to step out of those shadows and carve her own path again. So let me ask you, what do you think is Rihanna's greatest legacy? Her music, or the empire she built in business? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective helps complete this story. When we look back at Rihanna's story, we begin to see a picture that is much deeper than music or fame. She is not just a singer or a businesswoman. She has become a symbol. Because even during the years when she stepped away from the stage, her name never left the headlines. There is one detail most people forget. While Rihanna was away from music, she wasn't idle. Yes, she built her billion-dollar Fenty empire, but she also expanded her charity, the Clara Lionel Foundation, reaching thousands of people through education, healthcare, and disaster relief. Those silent years were not wasted years. While many assumed her career had paused, in reality, she was making history in other ways. And that is why her return wasn't just about singing a few songs. It was a statement. When Rihanna came back to the stage, she told the world, "I am more than my music." My story is one of survival, reinvention, and independence. So here's a question for you. What do you think makes Rihanna unforgettable? Is it her music, the business empire she built, or the fact that even in silence, she found a way to give back to the world? Everyone may have a different answer, but one truth remains. She is an icon in every sense. Another important detail is her personal transformation. Becoming a mother didn't just add a new role to her life, it changed her entire perspective. Maybe that is why her comeback wasn't only for her fans, but also a message to her family and her child. I am still here, and I am stronger than ever. Looking at her journey today, Rihanna proves something vital. The brighter the lights of fame shine, the darker the shadows behind them. And stepping out of those shadows takes true courage. That courage is what makes her more than an artist or an entrepreneur. It makes her an inspiration. So what comes next? A new album, bigger projects, or will she fully dedicate herself to business? The answers are still uncertain, but one thing is clear. Whatever Rihanna chooses, the world will be watching. Because her name is no longer just an artist's name. It has become a brand, a statement, and a story. Now it's your turn. What do you think was the most defining moment in Rihanna's life? And what do you believe will be her greatest legacy, her music, or her success in business? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like. Subscribe and turn on notifications because more untold stories of the world's most famous icons are coming soon. Each one, just like Rihanna's, will give you a new way of seeing the people you thought you already knew. And remember, this story isn't over. In fact, the real story might only just be beginning. Stay tuned, because in the next video, another hidden tale will surprise you, make you think, and keep you hooked until the very end.